Hi guys, and good afternoon, Caribs. Hi guys and Caribs. Okay, this is gonna be a Lion Plus video. Okay, what I want to say real quick is that the person that I'm about to talk about, I actually really love. This person, KimmyTan. I think it's KimmyTan or KimmyTan. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'll try to put it in. I'll have to YouTube it and see how you pronounce her screen name on YouTube. I believe this KimmyTan actually comes from Vietnam, and I think now she could be from Korea or she could be Chinese, but I think she's Vietnamese. Now I'm not for sure exactly what her nationality is, but she is Asian. She's definitely Asian, but I don't know. I don't really remember what part of Asia she comes from. Okay. She is a YouTuber that is a tattoo artist. She's also a makeup artist, and she also is a weed enthusiast. Now, as you know, I do like to smoke. In fact, we're going to smoke a little bit on that motherfucking KimmyTan. Okay. I smoke Bali High cigars. These are Asian too. These are Indonesians. They call it clove cigars, made with some cloves that give you a high or a buzz similar to smoking a joint. Believe it or not. Motherfuckers put so much clove or whatever, cinnamon or whatever in these motherfuckers. But they be similar to the high that you get from smoking some bud, weed, Mary Jane, reefer, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Okay. So anyway, so we're going to smoke up on this motherfucking KimmyTan. KimmyTan. I have my little Donald Duck. He's my favorite Disney character, little Donald Duck. Anytime I find the little Donald, they be hating on Donald Duck. I used to love Donald Duck way more than Mickey and Minnie. Donald Duck, I love him. He is the cutest of the cutest Disney. Ash loves Elsa. She loves Frozen. That's her favorite, Frozen. I'm a Donald Duck fan. Scrooge McDuck with Huey, Dewey, and Louie. I used to love Donald Duck and whatever his girlfriend's name was. But anyway, let's get into the KimmyTan. I'm a little bit hesitant to say what I feel about her because I don't want to hurt her motherfucking feelings. Really, I don't. It's just that, you know, when I see something, I have to say something about it just because I feel like it's something that could help her. Because sometimes when people don't hear certain constructive criticisms, they end up self-destructing and fucking themselves up. But if you get another voice of observation, then perhaps you could start thinking about what the observer is seeing about you that could help you in the long run. Okay, so in no way am I coming for her like as an enemy. I'm coming at her as a friend and not a foe. Okay, so it's very difficult for me to just go right into it because this is a little known fact about me. When I was 19, I moved to Sherman Oaks, California. But I also went to school in Hollywood, California for a short time in Hollywood. When I went to school at Academy Pacific across the corner from Capitol Records, when I went to school, all my friends, because when I lived in Detroit, I didn't have no friends. I didn't really have somebody that I would consider a friend. But when I went to school, the only girls that I hung out with was all from Asia. I only hung out with Vietnamese, Koreans, Chinese, Japanese girls. I didn't even hang out with white girls. I just hung out with Asians. And all my girlfriends, the only friends that I would say, and Jay from New Jersey, you're white, but you're my friend. Jay is definitely my friend from New Jersey. She's a white girl, but she's a real white girl, where, you know, she ain't no stupid motherfucker. She's a good white girl. Okay. The Asian girls, when I was hanging out with them in California, there's some good people. And I always could trust an Asian motherfucker. Because an Asian motherfucker just don't do no bad shit. They just don't. Okay. I can't recall them doing bad shit. So it's kind of hard for me to go in on a Asian girl, because the Asian girl is usually a really nice motherfucker. But this KimmyTan is something that is disturbing, too disturbing to even watch sometimes. So with all due respect, KimmyTan, I do love you from respect. And Ash is a little bit chinky too. Ash is a Chinese chinky. Okay, my daughter Ash is part Chinese. Okay. And my cat Chat, the one that died at 14 years, she was Siamese. She came from, her grandparents came from China or Thailand somewhere. Okay. So I love Asians. Okay, don't get me wrong. Okay. I love that Mikey Chin. I love his Simply Dumpling show. And it does trouble me that I have to talk shit about that KimmyTan. But I gotta say what I gotta say, because I feel like she's self-destructing. Okay. Okay. So, here's what I observed about KimmyTan. Okay, or KimmyTan. Okay, whatever the fuck her screen name is, you'll find out at the end of the video. Or, I mean, in the title, I'm gonna put her real screen name. Okay, so, I don't watch KimmyTan for her makeup. I don't watch her for her makeup skills or her tattooing. As you can see, I don't tattoo my skin. I don't like excessive tattoos. Jeffree Star looks good with his, but I don't really like excessive tattoos. As you can see, I don't get tatted up. I do have a little tattoo on my back, and it means good and beautiful in Korean. In Korean, it means Sukyoung, and it means beautiful girl in Chinese. So it's the Chinese symbols of beautiful. And in Korean, it means beautiful girl, good girl. Okay, so I got the tattoo called the tramp stamp in Australia. Because when I lived in Australia, believe it or not, I used to live in Sydney, Potts Point, Darling Harbour, King's Cross. I was an Eastie, so I was rich. When I lived in Australia, I was rich. I only lived in the best of best in Australia. I wasn't broke down and bummy and raggedy in Australia. I lived eastern suburbs only. The last place I had a view of the Opera House. Beautiful. I only lived beautifully in Australia. I was never bummy or poor. I was never a Westie. I never lived in the western suburbs of Sydney. I always lived in eastern suburbs. Anybody from Sydney, they will tell you a Eastie was rich, Westies were poor. I ain't never been no motherfucking Westie. Okay, so anyway, what happened when I watched this KimmyTan, I was watching her for her weave videos. But what struck me by this KimmyTan, let's start from the top. She had two different colors in her head. Now, if you're not Cruella de Vil from the Dalmatians Disney movie, where it's white and black, I can't rock with that look. She got burgundy and blonde. One side of her head is burgundy and one side of her head is blonde. Then she got two different textures in her head. She's Asian, so she got straight hair. Then she got all these nappy ass dreads that she can't even comb. So she got two textures in her head. She got two different colors in her head. That's four different things going on the top of her head all at once. Bitch, you confusing me with your head. It's so distracting. So the hair is distracting because one of the reasons why people wear dreads is because their hair is so nappy that they can't comb it. So they let it dread because it's nappy and they can't comb or brush their hair. My brother used to have dreads, but he had beautiful clean dreads because he got that good hair where it's kind of wavy, but it's like a kinky wave. But if you saw his hair when he let it grow out, he got that good hair where it's like a kinky wavy type. I don't know about 4A, 4B, 4C, but he got hair where it grows real long. So when he had dreads, it wasn't because his hair was nappy. It was because he was lying, telling people he was... I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bust him out. I'm respecting of his privacy. But he likes to tell people he's from Jamaica. Now, I know he's not really from Jamaica, but I guess he was going through his Jamaican phase, and people thought he was Jamaican. He had long hair. Okay, at one time he had real long hair past his shoulders. His dreads were beautiful dreads that were clean and didn't have no stinks. But you got some motherfuckers where their dreads are nasty and stinky and dirty with lint balls and dandruff and all kinds of fuckery all in their hair. KimmyTan's dreads look clean, but bitch, when you got dreads, you can't comb and brush your hair, and you got straight silky hair. So I don't know why you would wear your hair where you can't even comb it or brush it. That to me was awful looking. Who the fuck wants hair that you can't comb or brush? What the fuck are you doing that for with your hair? You got beautiful, beautiful, beautiful hair. Why don't you want to comb and brush it and make it look so beautiful and long and silky? It's just that it's disturbing to look at her hair when it's all those different things going on. You got two different textures in your hair. You got nappy, you got straight, you got two different colors in your hair. You got burgundy, you got blonde. Then sometimes she didn't have purple and blue and all kinds of other shit. Maybe I'm wrong, but it'd be looking all different colors all in her head, all different textures in her head. Then she started piercing her tongue, and that's called self-mutilation. She poking out these holes in her tongue. I think she got a piercing in her lip. She just looks awful. Her tongue looks like it's painful. It just looks gross. Her head looks gross. Her tongue looks gross. Then she got all this writing all over her arms. Then she got all these tattoos all over her chest. And then she just looks gross. She just looks like she's just self-destructing. Like she's taking a pen and just writing all over her body, deciding to just put things just everywhere. It's all messy. She just looks a fucking mess. She looks terrible. I would like for Timmy, what do you want to get from this video? KimmyTan, you are a beautiful, beautiful Asian woman. But not just your race, but you are a beautiful woman all around. I know underneath those nappy ass dreads you got beautiful hair, and I'm sure you got a beautiful mouth, but when you're talking and all that metal is poking all through your tongue, it looks so painful. It's just too disturbing to watch. Putting all those drawings and writings all over your body looks like self-mutilation. Your tongue looks like you're self-mutilating your tongue. Your hair looks just disgusting and gross and too many different things going on at once. I'm getting a headache just thinking of the visuals of that KimmyTan. She just looks a mess. Her body, she's trying to look black and it looks awful. She just needs to go straight up and down. Cute, petite Asian girl. I like the way she smokes her blunts and her weed. She got a good little channel, but I can't watch it all the time. I check in briefly with her to see how she's doing. But honestly, her self-mutilation and self-destructive look is just too much for me to handle. I would like to one day tune in to KimmyTan, and she getting her dreads taken out. I would like for her to tune in to KimmyTan when I have to close my eyes not to think about how she looks. She looks disgusting. Oh, she's awful looking. Oh my gosh, horrible. I want to see her take all that shit out of her tongue and have a normal looking tongue. When she smokes her weed, I don't want to see all those piercings all over her mouth and tongue. Go and get laser surgery and get all those tattoos off her body. Smooth, pretty KimmyTan with lots of long, beautiful Asian hair flowing. And not all those different colors and all that stupid shit all over herself. Honestly, guys, I gotta get off the phone and take a nap. I gotta think of something nice instead of that KimmyTan. The KimmyTan looks too terribly awful and she looks a mess. Also, leave the nigger boys alone. Please find you a nice Asian gentleman that works on computers. Just gonna fuck your DNA up. Keep it Asian. Keep it Asian. Keep your DNA Asian, KimmyTan. You got nice DNA. Please don't wreck it and ruin it on a nigger boy, because he's just going to wreck your DNA. Stop your self-destructive behavior, KimmyTan. You need to realize what you look like, and you look like a fucking fool. Do you see me with all that shit all over my body? I'm not saying that we got to be alike, but imagine me with all that shit all over me and piercings and different colors all in my goddamn head. I ain't no self-destructive motherfucker. I'm not going to draw all over myself. I'm not going to put colors all over my head. I'm not going to do all that. Now, you might say, but you're two different motherfuckers. And yes, you're very right on that. But I love the KimmyTan, and I want her to do better. I don't want her to self-destruct. I'll show you my little tattoo, and then I'm going to go. Ugh. I don't know if you can see it. Hold on. Oh, let me see. I don't. Just wanted to show you guys my tramp stamp. I don't know if you can see it or not. But yeah, it's disturbing. The KimmyTan look is awful. She looks awful. She looks terrible. She looks gross. Maybe she'll wake up one day and look at herself in the mirror. I'm not perfect. I gotta lose 40 pounds. I'm not perfect at all. I got a lot of flaws about me. I gotta lose weight. I gotta get another rhinoplasty to sharpen up my nose. I gotta get my fillings replaced. I gotta get my lips redone. I got things to do for myself. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm perfect when I'm not. I got things to do. I gotta get my breasts lifted. I got things to do. But you know, I'm not gonna smash on her and act like I'm perfect with no flaws. I got flaws and imperfections. But I know where my imperfections and flaws are, and I'm working to correct those flaws and imperfections. And perhaps KimmyTan does not know where she is fucking up at, and maybe it takes a motherfucker like me to explain to KimmyTan, hey KimmyTan, you look a fucking mess and a fucking train wreck of a fucking person. Please, KimmyTan, don't do no more self-destruction to yourself. You're wrecking your looks. You're a beautiful Asian woman. Beautiful. And I would like to see you repair the damage to yourself that you've already done to your own body. All that self-mutilation and damage can be corrected. It's not too late. You know, but just don't do it worse. And get more tattoos and more piercings is self-mutilation. Poking holes in your tongue and lips and mouth, that's self-mutilation. Drawing all over your body with a needle with ink all over it is self-mutilation. Damaging your hair so that you can't comb it or brush it is self-mutilation and damage. It's awful looking at that KimmyTan. So anyway, guys, live fiercely, love viciously, and remember, atheism is unstoppable. Je suis la femme la plus heureuse au monde. Au revoir.